Clerks, I was 17 when we filmed it.
Really?
Yeah.
How old are you?
I'm 51.
17. So okay. So no. If it's 94.
Well,
when
sorry,
okay.
because but remember it was an indie movie, so Kevin had to edit it on a Steenbeck film, cut slices. It took him months and months to edit it.
What
Then
year
he
did
went
you
to-
film it?
We filmed it, and it was 1992, almost 3. I think it was very 2, almost going on 3. Like, you know what I mean? Like a few months into 93. And then it came out in 100 screens, I believe, in 94.
So wait, you weren't an actor, right?
No, Kevin and I grew up in the same town, and I went to we went to the same high school, but he's 4 years older than me. Matter of fact, he just turned August 2nd. He turned 55. So we didn't hang out in high school, but I knew who he was. Then when he graduated high school, he worked at this community center in our town in New Jersey. And I used to go there as a kid. I didn't say I was a kid, but I was still like 14. I would say 14, teenager. I'd go to the community center and I would hang out there till my grandma got home, or my mom or whoever I lived with at the time. But and he worked there with Walt Flanagan, Brian Johnson. For anyone who's seen Comic Book Men, those guys, we all actually grew up together. And I used to go in there and they'd be reading comics and they'd be sitting at a table and they'd be playing pool, and I would challenge them in pool and foosball and all that. And Kevin and I just sort of clicked. And then he quit there and worked at the Quick Stop where Clerks was filmed. And that's when he started writing his script. And I used to help him on Sundays. And he said one day, he's like, bro, he's like, man, I feel like you have a really weird, genuine type of sense of humor that I think is funny, but I wonder if other people would find it weird or funny. So I'm writing a script right now and I'm putting a part in there for you based on you. And I want you to play yourself, Jay. And I was like, all right, whatever. And honestly, I felt that way. I was like, whatever. Because back then it wasn't like people were like, I'm doing this podcast. I'm shooting a YouTube video. Excuse me. I'm doing all these things. Back then it was like, you know, there was VHS shoulder cameras, you know, like not many people had them. And I just was like, whatever. And then months later, he like rented the cameras. He got a schedule together, and guys came from from out of town to do the camera operating and the sound and producing. And he's like, we're starting to film in 2 weeks, a month, memorize the script. We're going to start filming at the end of the night. I'm going to close the convenience store at 10 o'clock when it's supposed to close. And we're going to film from 10 o'clock to like 3 in the morning.
He got the approval, or he just did it?
No, he got the approval. I think, well, you know what? That's not true. I believe he asked, they wanted, I'm not sure if they were like, sometimes you can, but they didn't understand. I think they gave him approval to like mess around a little bit in the store, but I don't think they realized that he was going to film a full movie like in there with cameras and people coming in like, you know, I honestly am not 100%, but I believe that it was like sort of like, oh, you can shut down and hang out for a couple hours and do some stuff, but I don't think they knew the extent of it.
So you were not even an actor.
No.
You were just a fucking funny dude. You're swag. I mean, the first thing I saw about you is you had so much swag. Yeah. You just had attitude.
Yeah, sort of. Look, yeah, Kevin felt like
you naturally could be on camera.
I mean, no, I was really nervous. I mean, I
didn't
guess
seem like it.
Well, thank you.
At all.
No, the first movie, I was so nervous. I remember like being like, oh my gosh, like. If we were inside like right now, like imagine right now while we're sitting here and this was like then, and you had Kyle in here and another person in here hanging out doing stuff, I'd be like, yo, Jamie, can you ask them to wait outside while we talk?
Yeah.
Because I would be so nervous. So I would ask Kevin to ask everyone inside the store to go outside, except for the people that had to be there, of course, like Brian O'Halloran, Dante, or Jeff. But anyone else that was just hanging out, trying to help out, like move lights or do stuff, I would be like, hey, can they wait outside? But yeah,
dude, I get that. It's because it's you want to have an intimate moment and find out what's going on.
Yeah, and I was nervous. I like felt like I was gonna mess up my dialogue. I've never planned on acting. And luckily I got through Clerks. But after that, same thing. I didn't think anything of it. I was like, oh, that was fun. We filmed the movie, me and my friends. And
wait, did you have dialogue or did you make it up?
No, I did have dialogue. The first movie, I had dialogue.
Noids.
Well, some of it was made up. That part was made up.
Yeah.
Kevin was like, hey, it's really quiet when we walk in the store, and I don't want dead space. So he said, make something up. So that's when I was like, noise, smoke, and we pack a ration,
Yeah.
But for
Snooches?
Snooches, it was written, but I made that up because it started off as nah. Like I'd be like, yo, Jamie, I hate that hat. Nah. And that meant I'm just kidding, right? So, and I was back then I was so obnoxious that I had to say it all the time because I'd be like, yo, Jamie, your hat's stupid. And I'd be like, nah. And you'd be like, oh, all right, thanks, bro. And I'd be like, your shoes are stupid too. Nah.
Yeah.
Your shirt's stupid. Nah. And I would just keep going on. Oh, I would overdo it, to be honest, probably most of the time. But I would say it constantly, and then nah turned into nooch. And then snooch. Yeah.
Dude, nooch is you.
Thanks. Yes.
All you, bro.
Yeah.
Like I equate Noochies with you as I equate Shizzle or with Snoop. You know what I mean? Noochies is you, bro.
I love it.
So you do the movie. You're 17. It comes out when you're like 20.
I think I'm 19. I think I'm
19.
I think I'm 19.
How does it get to success? Kevin is a true independent voice.
Yeah, at that point, he brought it to Sundance.
How did he get in?
He got in, but you know what? I wish I can give it somewhat some context of how, but I don't know the exact details. But he always says it's like literally like one guy made it happen because Kevin got into this film festival like in New York, and there was like 2 screenings. He said the first screening literally no one was in there. The second screening it was him, Scott Mosier, and 4 random people in the audience. And one of them was this guy named Bob. I can't believe I can't remember his name, but his name was Bob
Weinstein.
But no, it wasn't him. It was Bob, someone else who worked. I guess he worked on in the Variety or something like that. And he happened to see the movie and gave it to someone else who then was like, oh my gosh, you got to see this. And that was what they got it into Sundance or whatever. But literally it was almost like dead. Like he didn't get, I forget, again, Kevin tells the story better, but the way he tells it, if this one guy wasn't sitting in that theater, it wouldn't have gone anywhere. Because I guess Kevin submitted it at first, and it there were so many things that it didn't get there in time. But then this guy Bob was like, "You have to watch this," and he had connections, luckily, and that those people saw it, and then it got into Sundance Film Festival.
Anyone's talking, they're blockers. That's not why I came to Hollywood. Fucking backwards. Bullshit.
I hate to break it to you.